and welcome back to Our Kids, brought to you by the Jefferson County Public Schools. We kick off this brand new season with stories that showcase the many talents our kids possess. And we'll show you the newest technique the district uses to find missing children. All this plus these stories from our Fern Creek and Ballard High School student correspondents.
I'm Fern Creek correspondent Kristen Reeser. Coming up, I'll introduce you to our new superintendent, Dr. Donna Hargens.
This year, Ballard High School teamed up with the University of Kentucky's Dance Blue, a dance marathon program that raises money for pediatric cancer. I'm Ballard correspondent Cassie Kelsey, and I'll have the story.
School may have been delayed for 2 days due to the weather, but everyone still made the most of their first day back to school.
I'll get a quick writer now. Congratulations, good morning, good morning. Good morning.
I feel happy because I'm going to the third grade today.
Yay.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Mrs. Maxis, and it is a beautiful day here at Rutherford Elementary School. Today it is August the 17th, 2011, and you know what's so special about today? It is the first day of school. Woohoo!
I like learning a lot, and I get to meet new classmates. Today is the first day of school, and I'm excited.
Yes, this is our welcome committee, and they wanted just to say hello. Let's say hello, Dr. Hargens.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, let's give her a handshake.
All right, it is nice to meet you.
I'm so excited to be in school.
We're going to do a pattern of 4. I'll start. You start 4 beats after me. If you've been in my class before, you may be done. This is a little tricky. So I'm going to start with clap, clap. Your turn. Clap, 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 clap.
Good. Well, I hope you have a good 8th grade year. That's an important year.
162. Oh, 147. Got it. Good. See you guys later. Check your head, baby. You're good. Let's go! Let's go!
Dr. Donna Hargens, our new superintendent, hit the ground running this year. She met with teachers at Valley Traditional High School, tested out our Search Dog's talents, and manned the phones for the transportation hotline. Our Kids Fern Creek correspondent, Kristen Reeser, had a chance to learn more about our new superintendent.
I'm in the Van Hoos Education Center. Behind this door is our new superintendent, Dr. Donna Hargens. Let's go meet her. You've been in Louisville a couple of months now. What were your first impressions?
Actually, the first impressions really is how welcoming everybody is. In fact, I was just at a high school and students in the hallway spoke to me. So the community, the staff, everybody has been very welcoming.
That's good. So far as of what you've seen, what would you say is JCPS's greatest achievement?
I think actually the greatest strength or the greatest achievement really is the power of, it's a people-powered business, education is, so really the greatest asset is people. So that's really the greatest strength, and the way the JCPS works with the community and how the community stands ready to support students in their success, I really think that's the greatest strength or achievement.
So have you always wanted to work in the education field?
I knew since 2nd grade that I was going to be a teacher. So I absolutely have always known. I didn't always know that I wanted to be a superintendent because I was happy being a teacher, but then all of a sudden your career takes you in a path and you get to be a principal, and it sort of led me here. But I always am very proud that I began as a teacher, and I would still consider myself to be a teacher.
So obviously you're very, very busy, but when you're not on the job, what would you like to do in your downtime?
Well, actually, later in life, I started this idea that I could run. And so I did a 3K in Washington, D.C. with my family. And so I really think that's something that you can set a goal and just work on yourself. And you're not competing against anybody else, you're just competing against yourself. And I think staying active is really important. So running, I would say running and reading, but probably more reading than running.
Yeah. Education and reading go hand in hand, so is there a book you're currently reading that you really enjoy?
Well, actually, one that I recently read is called Mindset by Carol Dweck, D-W-E-C-K, and it's really about how you really have to have a growth mentality and how making a mistake isn't a problem if you have a growth mentality, and it's about learning from your mistakes, and that's really what students and adults need to have, is this ability to know that a mistake is not a problem, it's not learning from it.
And can you remember any book you loved as a child, as a student?
Actually, I was an English minor and a Spanish major, so it'd be hard to pick one because I really love to read, but I can tell you that I mostly read nonfiction, and the books that I like the most are the ones about stories about people and how they've overcome obstacles to achieve. I'm reading one about a person who was homeless in Harlem and ended up at Harvard. Is the one that I'm reading most currently. And I also like to read about coaches, because I think teaching and continuous improvement, we can learn a lot from athletic coaches. So those are the two kinds of books I read the most.
And what advice would you give to students this year to make it the best they can?
Well, and I think it's there's so many wonderful opportunities in JCPS, is take advantage of every one that there is and get involved and stay active and just get every ounce of everything that you can get out of it, because it passes really quickly, and certainly high school does, but you really need to take advantage of every opportunity. In fact, I was talking to some seniors who were saying they were taking the most challenging courses as a senior, and they weren't slacking off as a senior and taking less than that. I think it's really important that everybody take full advantage of what JCPS has to offer.
Thank you so much. For our kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Kristen Racer.
From a nearly perfect opening to a nearly perfect test score, Ben Jackie introduces us to a JCPS student recently recognized by a prestigious university for his outstanding ACT score. But as Ben shows us in this student's spotlight, this kid is a long way from filling out that first college application.
Well, Stephanie, that's because he's still in middle school. This Farnsley student has always been a bit of an overachiever. But this latest achievement, well, it was even a surprise to him.
What is the length in feet of one edge of a cube with volume of 125 cubic feet?
5 feet.
Correct. Toss up.
Whatever the question,
Van Gogh.
Correct. Toss up.
Jacob always seems to have the answer.
Annie Oakley.
He just kind of knows everything.
Cartilage.
Correct.
Astatine.
It's frustrating sometimes because he'll beat you to the buzzer. But other times it's pretty good because, you know, he helps us to win, so.
This Farnsley middle student has always been a winner at quick recall and in the classroom. But it didn't happen by accident. Success started with a little curiosity.
I read a lot because I also read quite a bit of nonfiction.
So lots of science books came into the house at that point. Spiders, bugs, snakes, even rocks. You know, he went through a phase of I want to be a geologist.
Jacob's mother encouraged his reading and became an active participant in his learning. But even she admits some of the credit must be shared with someone neither she nor her son have met. Alex Trebek.
I like to watch Jeopardy. It is a lot like quick recall if we were playing for money instead of just reputation.
Even my husband in the kitchen, you know, finishing up dinner dishes or whatever, is yelling answers out from the kitchen to try to beat him. But it's just a fun family time that you'd be surprised what you learn that might actually come into play later in the game for him.
With this thirst for knowledge, it would come as a surprise to no one that Jacob does pretty well on tests. So he tried his hand at the ACT, designed, of course, for high school juniors and seniors.
So the envelope came with the scores. I was just like, I'm really not seeing this.
What she saw was a composite score of 25. How did he do it? Well, this time, even Jacob doesn't have the answers.
Kind of freaked out a little bit. I was kind of surprised when I got my score. I wasn't expecting to do that well considering how I'm only a 7th grader. Most of that was all high school.
Jacob sets a great example as to how all the students should be taking the learning seriously and doing his best work. And it's great that the other kids can see that.
Jacob was honored by the Duke University Talent Identification Program for his achievement. It's designed to identify young learners with a promising future, something his family discovered years ago.
Every child is born with a unique gift and a unique talent.
Istanbul.
Jacob.
Sydney.
And as a parent, I think it's our job to figure out what that is and encourage it and help it grow.
As you can tell, Jacob always loves a challenge, and he's really excited about the idea of taking the ACT again. He thinks he'll do even better when he's actually covered the material that's on the test. For Our Kids, I'm Ben Jackie.
How did our kids stay busy this summer? Find out after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by the Jefferson County Public Schools. So just how did our kids spend their summer vacations? Some worked, others took out-of-town trips, but many of our kids took advantage of lazy summer days to learn. Take these Ballard High School students. They chose to earn extra class credit by taking art classes this summer.
Right now I'm making a dress out of paper napkins and plastic spoons, forks and knives. I'm making a dress out of extension cords and CDs.
We're using Photoshop. You get to take a picture of one of your artwork and you get to load it to Photoshop and like make it a headline page for a magazine.
These kids are giving up part of their summer and getting up at a pretty much a regular time to come in and start taking classes at 8 o'clock in the morning during the summer. So they have an obvious interest in the arts, I think, to start with.
And it's much better to put some spots in for your lips. You do not have to finish your lips. You can go and stop and go someplace else.
The idea is that when we paint during the year, we improve a lot. And over the summer, if you don't stay active in what you do, you regress and you lose what new skill you compiled over the year. So I'm here to make sure I stay sharp.
The reason why Ballard promotes their summer art program, which is a volunteer program, the students pay tuition to come during the summer, is because it helps foster the creativity and the arts of students coming in. We might have students coming in from the 8th grade that want to get a jump on the game and start to hone their skills. Our 8th graders that are coming in, it's really advantageous to them because they get a full year's credit, number one, so they've already accomplished that. They're already got to jump on the game in terms of graduation credits needed for high school. But at the same time, it allows them to bypass that introductory art course.
Art is important to me because I like the ability of being able to convey exactly what I feel on all my pieces, like the ones up there, and it's just therapeutic for me, I guess. It's nice. Some of my favorite pieces will be these two over here. It's an idea for my theme this coming year, and I wanted to do something involving conversation and emotion with people, and so using those bubbles, the thought bubbles, you kind of put out there the emotions of the conversation that's going on, and so I really like the way those come out to the audience.
I really like fashion and I really like making things, and I've always drawn stuff, but I've never actually made them, so it's different. I really like doing it. I'm sewing the napkins together in this design, and then I've hot glued these spoons and forks and knives together onto the dress at the top.
It's creative, fun, just to let yourself go.
And this group of Tully Elementary students spent their vacation looking at all the angles as they honed their engineering skills.
There's going to be a pulley, and the pulley is going to drop with a towel, and it's going to cover the toad.
The camp is all about trying to capture a species that got loose in Australia. Because it's invasive to Australia, and it's been seen eating dog and cat food.
Basically, it's a pilot program called Engineering Adventures Camp. So the gist of the camp is it's set in the Australian outback, and we get emails every day from a duo to kids that are early teenagers, and they send us an email about the invasive species that has invaded Australia called a cane toad.
I was thinking we would tape the pulley to a chair so that we're not just holding it in midair.
And the kids got to discover what does a mechanical engineer do. And there's an inventor, a mechanical engineer named Rube Goldberg, and if you think mousetrap, balls going through series of bells and lights and whistles. We watched a quick video where the kids could see that type of invention, and from there They had to make a Rube Goldberg type design.
The tube up with the pulley to make the ball fall out to hit dominoes that will close the box on the frog.
Well, I wanted to come to engineering camp because I like engineering and I might be an engineer when I grow up.
1, 2, 3.
They had to do a lot of measuring today. They had to activate their traps from a distance of 5 feet. Of course, I didn't give them, I had, as you might have seen, meter sticks that they had to put together at the 5 feet mark. Definitely teamwork.
We work with each other, and then sometimes you'll do it by yourself, but it's mostly group work.
We all kind of took all of our plans and like put them together.
There's no failure to this because in the engineering design process, there's always that improve stage. So it's not one and done and they just quit. There's always that chance to improve, and it's very hands-on and it's very inquiry-based.
Well, it's just fun to see what other people's is going to be like and if yours works or not.
These kids are really involved. Their teamwork. It's just keeping all their skills sharp over the summer, and they're very enthusiastic about working together.
Hopefully I'll know more about engineering and I'll be able to do it when I grow up.
For the student who has a way with words, this writer's workshop at Manual High School provided hands-on experience for those who yearn to improve their writing chops.
Mom, Dad, can we get a new Windows PC? I know what you're gonna say. We already have one.
Do you remember that day? For that day you'll pay. The day you left me. Now I can't breathe.
I researched on Google, and the ways to make your computer faster are not promising.
Red, orange, brown, and pink can't help me. I didn't think this is how it would be.
The Young Writers Workshop is a summer workshop for students who love to write.
And we take classes every day in every sort of writing you can think of. We have short story, poetry, speech writing, we have playwriting.
You've got it on your page, so we
I have it on my page.
Right. This program, Writer's Workshop, it's basically teaching you like all these different writing techniques and poems, for example. It tells you how to write a poem, what a poem really is, not just like examples. And the teachers are pretty funny, and it's like really fun to like work. And
what is so great is they're going to be beside other students who are just excited about writing.
I was really surprised by how many different types of writing there are, and I was just surprised by like how fun playwriting was, because I always thought that like making movies and scripts would be kind of boring because all you're doing is writing stage directions and that kind of stuff. And I didn't want to have to say that Tommy exited stage right, but it's actually a lot of fun.
I've learned a lot about poems and short stories because like I never really studied them of the sort, and speeches too. I never knew that there could be like so much to speeches.
I think it's important to not give up on it and to do it regularly. Take time to write.
Writer's block is basically where your mind goes blank. Like you're like, hey, I can write this, yeah, but then like you just run out of ideas.
Because if you have just your rough draft, you're not going to be happy with it in the end. You have to make sure you go over it and over it and over it until you're really happy with your piece of work.
Try to write it all out, and then you can go back and edit. If you edit all the time, you may never ever get to the end, is the problem with that.
On the persuasive speech, basically we just have to write something persuasive, like something we want. Mom, Dad, can we get a new Windows PC? And then the teachers told us how to get your reasons. Like, suppose you want to get them off of internet, like costs. It would cost $6.99. And the teacher told us that you need logic. What's in it for you? You can't just like randomly say stuff or else your parents won't believe you.
Came here with this notebook, completely empty. And I think by now, this is the second to last day of camp, and I have it entirely filled. I'm going to have to go out and buy a new notebook.
In the fall, we send out an anthology of their works. They get 12 pages, each of them, with some illustrations. And it's a very nice memory for them, and some great writing. It's just amazing what our students can write.
We take all of our writing and we collaboratively and we decide which pieces we want to do, and we put it on our jump drives, and then we take it in there and we make it all a big work of art, and it's awesome.
All right, so Josh says to Will, get up.
Get up.
Motivated writing. They want to do it well. They want people to be able to read it and get what they're saying, so that means they're going to have to get that spelling right. They're going to have to get that grammar right, but it's coming from what they're wanting to express. And so I think that translates into the classroom.
But for some of our kids, the start of summer break offered another opportunity to give back. Cassie Kelsey explains why these students danced a summer's night away to raise nearly $18,000 for pediatric cancer research.
Ballard High School held a 6-hour event titled Dance Maroon that challenged participants to stay on their feet. This event was created as a fundraiser to aid Dance Blue in raising money for children with cancer.
Dance Maroon is a 6-hour event and it benefits pediatric cancer research.
Dance Maroon committee members were responsible for arranging games and activities for the night.
The students on the committee have been involved of helping plan the whole event. We have different teams and marketing. And
I'm involved in Dance Maroon because I am a committee member. I am on the promotions committee. I go around to different restaurants and ask for donations and see if they want to help sponsor the event, like gift cards.
Although there was a large variety in the students who participated in Dance Maroon, everyone was coming together for a common cause.
Just getting involved in something like this, I think it makes you feel good about yourself, and it's because you're supposed to raise the $30, not just pay. Dance Maroon is important to me because I care about helping with kids with cancer, and it's something I feel really strongly about because I've had someone close to me pass away because of cancer, and so I want to help the cause.
Students at Ballard High School prove that helping others can be a whole lot of fun. I'm Ballard correspondent Cassie Kelsey for Our Kids.
Coming up on Our Kids, find out which two JCPS schools are getting extreme makeovers. When the dust settles, you may not recognize these two schools. Lincoln Elementary School for the Performing Arts has expanded and is making its presence known along Main Street. Take a look.
I'm John Lee. I'm Director of Facility Planning for Jefferson County Public Schools, and we are going to see a tour today of Lincoln Elementary School, which is a performing arts magnet. Behind me is a newly expanded office, and this is the main entrance to the school. It's the doorstep. This is where parents will come in, and so we are creating a more secure entry. We are creating a more user-friendly atmosphere as they come in, and giving our administrators a better support space than what we've had in the past. We've now moved to a 3,000 or 4,000 square foot addition to the building. This is the new media center. It's much expanded from what we had upstairs. We have a Kiva area, which is going to be kind of a presentation area, a gathering space for children, a lot of loose seating, all kinds of activities can happen there, a stack area, a classroom area, support space for the media center people, and a charge desk to kind of manage the flow of things. The space we're in now is the lobby space that joins the original school to the performance pavilion. The hallway leads down past the studios, and on the opposite side of the hall will be the Black Box Theater. We're looking now outside the building, looking west, and where you see the equipment sitting in the yard is actually going to be an outdoor amphitheater. This will all be a beautiful rolling green space, beyond which we would have a bus drop-off and a parent drop-off and our parking. So we're totally reconfiguring the site.
Valley High School is also in the process of a multi-million-dollar renovation that may just make it a destination for regional events. In Our Kids News, JCPS is leading the nation with the use of these two clever pooches. They can sniff out missing children just by sniffing a piece of gum or clothing.
We created this program, this canine search, as an additional tool so that we can even increase the safety, the level of safety and the probability that we're going to find a child as rapidly as possible.
KY Canine Search and Reunite, we train our dogs to follow specific scent. So when a child or any person goes missing, if we get their scent, we can follow the point that they were last seen.
Just in case you have a worst case scenario of a child being abducted or a child being truly lost, we have this K9 team that will track them down.
Scout, take scent. If they get lost, or if they get taken, they can help themselves. They can, because they can leave their scent behind them. So you can leave as much scent as possible when you're going, wherever you're going. And then we talk about gum and hair. Then the dogs, that you're helping the dogs find you. And it's like a breadcrumb trail.
We're the only school district that use a K-9 team to search for missing students.
Where is he, Scout? Yeah, that's him, that's right, good crush.
It's very helpful in the urban setting because you may have a child that's with a whole bunch of other children, and the dog will be able to tell you which child it is. There's no other safety program that exists that that deals with the time between when a child gets lost and when the child's found. You have a lot of preventative programs, which are fantastic, but when the child is missing, only this program can lessen the time and make it quicker to find the child, and that can result in the child being found safely.
Yeah, I know, good girl!
Finally, kudos go to our very own Ben Jackie and Doug Smith for winning a Regional Emmy Award in honor of their work on a Student Spotlight segment for this program. Way to go, guys. That's our show for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have an idea for a story, email us at this address. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep supporting our kids.